Hi, everybody. This is Jeffrey. This is Red Color. And as always, I'm doing a live last minute without making an announcement. I can't help myself. I can, but I'm not going to. Okay, I have so much to tell you. All right. Now, it really relates to the past few videos that I've done. So the past few videos, there's no one here yet. I'm 20 seconds in. It's really funny because when it says um, that you're live. Oh, hi, Teresa. Oh, Teresa, I have so much to tell you. Oh, my God. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. So it's really interesting because the past two like intuitive videos that I did, one of them was about really being in joy, right? And then the other one was how to, send joy to people. And then the other one, the second one was how to send joy to people that maybe you're not so joyous about. And I've been doing some of the work because I've done it before, and it really opens stuff up. Very interesting. Okay, so I have two stories to tell you. So the first one, and then I'm going to be on. So the first one is I have guests, and I don't have as many guests as I used to have in New York. I think because of the neighborhood. I don't think that this is like a high volume. I know it isn't. Hi, Teresa. Oh, you need to watch those shows. Yes, they're really powerful, and they're really simple. Um, okay, so I have guests. Hi, Susan. So I have guests, and they came. They're a young couple. They came from Acapulco, and it's like a 7-hour bus ride. And the bus was delayed, so they were 2 hours late. I've never had a guest on time. I have so much experience with Airbnb in New York. I had like 500 people stay. People say they'll be there at 3. They're there at 4. They say they'll be there at 3. They're there at 2. Whatever. Okay, so whatever, they show up. But I've been having a really big problem with the shower. With the I don't have a tub. I just have a shower, and the water doesn't it goes down, but it's like it takes forever and ever and ever. And so I've spoken to the landlord. This has been going on for a long time. And he calls the plumber. I call the plumber. The plumber will be there too. The plumber doesn't show up. 3 or 4 plumbers. It's kind of crazy. So anyway, initially I bought the crappy Drano and I used it and nothing happened. And then I finally bought the good stuff and it worked. This morning it worked. I was like, thank you. However, the toilet was clogged. I was like, now I really need a plumber, because the toilet, like the shower is a little messed up. Okay, it's not great. I really felt badly about it, but now it's not. Anyway, I poured the whole thing of Drano down, and then I kept on pouring the water. Nothing happened. I finally got a plunger, and it worked. So it felt like there was this release. It was like this stagnant emotion that was released, and that's how it felt. That's how it felt. So sometimes the physical world tells you what's going on with you emotionally. That's numero uno. So I feel so relieved. And also because, I have guests, I want them to be comfortable and I want the shower to go down. I want the toilet to be able to flush. Okay, that's another thing. So then on Instagram, I have some guy, this is not the first time. They want to do an NFT. An NFT is like a digital thing of your art. And years ago, the NFTs were very, very popular, but now it's kind of dying down to nothing. And I have some on somebody else's NFT site for like, I don't know, $50 or $60 or whatever. And, they're like, oh, well, I really want to do an NFT and I'm going to pay you $20,000 for each piece of art. It's like, really? Through not Bitcoin, but something similar. It's called Ether, Ethcoin, ETH. This is not the first time. A couple of weeks ago, someone offered me $30,000 for 2. See, the thing is that they say they're going to buy it for that, and then you have to pay the gas fee, whatever that means, which is like $1,000. And what happens is they take the 1,000 and then they disappear. So I did a video on Instagram because it really pissed me off because you know, when you're talking to an artist about their art, this is their soul. This is their soul. It's like, oh, well, I think that your art is really wonderful and I really want to support you. So then buy it. Oh, it has to be NFT, it has to be this. It's like, well, then send me the gas money. Well, then they disappear, because if it's going to cost me $1,000 for me to send it to you, then send me the $1,000 in PayPal. And then you can send me the 30,000 or 60,000 or 100,000 or ever 1,000. And let me tell you, 60,000, I could live 2 years here. Right? Get me out of debt. I can get an art studio. I can get a live model. Really. But I really feel like there's a certain release and really, really interesting. And especially because the devil, I know they don't. Hi, Gina. I know that they don't. But I called him out and I did it on Instagram. I did a little video. It's like, for other artists, don't be fooled, right? It's like, okay, you see me on Instagram and you want my stuff. Well, the link is there. So you go to the site, you buy the art, and then, we're good, right? You say, oh, well, I think you're charging too little for your art and I want to offer you more money. Fabulous. Fabulous. Because I know it's worth more than I'm asking for it. Fabulous. Great. I'm open to that. Oh, I want to be, unbelievable. So I did a video because I just had to get it out. It's like, no, don't play. And interestingly, like the last card was the devil, right? Here we are. Yeah, I hear you, honey. I did it on the last one. I did it on the last scammer. And the devil is about like a false path. It's about being in the dark. It's about greed. It's about, So interesting, right? And then the next card, which I was going to do today, but I figured I wanted to do a live video anyway, because I like doing live videos. And people seem to like them, is the Tower. And the Tower is really fascinating. And one of my interpretations of the Tower is like a little early Tower thing. I'll hopefully get to it this weekend. Oh, hi, Jennifer. How are you? Nice to see you. The Tower, I was watching this thing about the earthquake. There was a really, really big earthquake here in 85. And a lot of people died. Like, they don't know how many. Like, buildings just went, almost like what happened in Turkey. But now the construction is better because they had another one in 2017 and, people died, but it wasn't, it was less than 1,000. The other time was like 30,000 or something. Insane. Anyway, so I was watching this thing, kind of, what do you call it? Like a scientific documentary. And most of the buildings that fell in the 85 earthquake were between 6 and 15 stories. So the lower ones were okay and the higher ones were okay. Like there's a big tower here that they built in the 50s or 60s. It's called Torre Latino America, which I can see from my roof. And it's, it's a skyscraper. I mean, it's not 100 stories, but it's like 40 or 50. It looks like a little mini Empire State. It's very deco. It's kind of cool. And that was fine. So it's the vibration. And that's what the Tower is about. It's like, I'm no longer vibrating in this place. And so my soul comes in to shake things up, to say, you don't belong here anymore. You don't belong here anymore. Right? And that's the next card that's coming up. So that's why I feel like there's this emotional release, considering the joy video, considering the forgiveness video, or the let go of. So I feel like that's what's really going on for the collective. And that's why I figured I would do a live video. So that is what's going on for the collective. Now, the full moon is coming up, I believe, on the 30th. So, I mean, I'm early. I might do one for then too, but we'll see. And I figured, since I'm here, I'll just do a little video for the week. And the one with Nancy Jean will be up tonight at like 8 o'clock my time or something. I don't know. I have it. It's pre-taped. So it's a very interesting. So if you came in late, or if you're, go watch the beginning of the video. Really fascinating. There's an emotional release going on, and I've been praying and really communing with my higher self and with my angels and guides. And I'm saying, okay, whatever is blocking me, whatever belief systems or doubts or fears or um, things that no longer serve me, I'm willing to give up. I'm willing to do the work. I'm willing to do whatever it takes so that I can move into my new way of being. And I feel like this is going on for the collective. Oh, full moon in Pisces. Wow. Pisces is very, very profound. Very profound. And Pisces, in the negative side of Pisces Pisces can get quite lost in, and I'm not trying to disassign or anything like that. All signs have their positive and negative, what do you call it? Parts of them, right? Um, and Pisces can get very lost in the emotions. It's like, well, I feel this way, therefore it's true. And it's like, no, you need to bring in the Virgo energy, because, all the opposites really work as a whole, yin yang. And Virgo is very much detail oriented, very much ruled by Mercury, very much very practical, very practical. And then Pisces is sort of, emotional and dreamy and artistic, and then to combine those two, that's where it's at. That's true of all the opposite signs. All right, so let me do a little weekly for the collective now. So does this mean I'm not going to get to the weekly for the elements? Probably not, but this is, I just needed to get this all off my chest, because I got to tell you, when I took a shower this morning, because I didn't know if they were in bed, I didn't know, and I was like, well, I can't wait any longer. I finally fixed the toilet. I was so happy. I did a shower first, and the water went down. I was like, oh, thank God, thank God, thank God. And then the toilet, I was like, you're kidding. So I got a plunger and I plunged, and it worked. And on the Drano, like, I got the heavy duty Drano. It says, in Spanish, like, this is corrosive. It's like, I don't care. I just don't care, because we've called 4 plumbers and none of them show up. And if the landlord isn't going to take care of it, I have to take care of it. And it was 35 pesos for the thing, so which is like, $2 for a plunger. And I got it right on the street, so it's fine. I did what I needed to do. Okay. And that's the thing too, is like, sometimes we feel stuck in the devil, right? And the devil is in the dark, and it says in the fear, it's like, oh, you can't do that. Oh, you have to wait for the plumber. You can't take care of it yourself. Like, I did everything I needed to do. I called I tried to get in touch with the plumber myself. The landlord tried to get in touch with the plumber. And then I finally had to get it's like, okay, you know, we're stronger and more resilient and more clever and more creative than we know. And sometimes you have to be forced into a corner in order to, get done what you need to get done. And that being said, my friend is putting a call out to a friend, to somebody who I've met, who's a videographer, to help me, because I really need help with video, because I have a GoPro. I don't really know how to use it. I need instructions, and maybe she'll take some videos from me, and I'll do an exchange with her. Either I'll give her art, or an IET, or a reading, or whatever. So it's like, you got to use your assets, right? And that's what being emotionally responsible is. It's like, well, oh, I don't deserve it. Oh, I'm a little afraid. Oh, I can't do it. It's like, well, if you have to do it, you'll do it. There you go. Okay. All right, everyone. So let's do the weekly emotional release. Just keep on doing it, Lisa. Eventually it'll open up. You know how it goes. I zap stuff all the time. My energy zaps electronics, and it's Mercury retrograde, you know. My phone turns itself on and off constantly. Constantly. I'll be walking down the street, it starts playing a video. It says, "Oh, do you want to pay for it now?" Pay for what? All right. Should I turn the light? Might as well. It's here. There we go. I think that's a little better. Yeah, it's a little better. Okay, good. All right. Emotional release. I'm willing to let go, so I'm doing a little prayer. Maybe, you could use it too. I am willing, able, I am ready, willing, and able to let go of belief systems, of doubts, of fears, and no longer serve me, so that I can live my highest self, so that I could be healed, so that I could be comfortable, so that I could be healthy, so that I could be wealthy, so that I can be more at peace, right? Show me what to do. Tell me what to do. Help me out here. Simple as that. Simple as that. Ask and you shall receive. The star. Fabulous. Oh, I got good cards. I got really good cards. Yay! Yay! If I got bad cards, I would have said, "Oh, there's something wrong with the video," and go, but I didn't. I got good cards. Okay. The star. Yay! So the star is really one of the best cards in the deck. The star is about new hope, new inspiration, new direction, blessings and information from above. It's kind of blessings and information, like spiritual information and healing from above, or from within, or from without, or all three. And she rebalances things. And so she has one foot in her intuition and her emotion. And then she also has one foot on the ground, which makes her solid and practical and able to take action. And because she's on her knee, she grounds that energy in. I ground in this new hope, this new inspiration, this new direction, this new place that I'm going, this new light, this new light. Beautiful. Then I have the magician who says, well, first of all, the magician is, the fool is really officially the first card in the deck, but the fool is unborn. The fool, like anything can happen. It's very, like, it's almost amorphous. It's almost like, oh, I don't know, anything can happen. He kind of like the breeze takes him in a certain way. And then, the eternity of the soul comes through. Da, 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 da. And it's a one, it's leadership, it's understanding that you have all the tools you need and the ability to utilize them to bring heaven down to earth instantaneously. And he's got a magic wand and he understands cycle. Of course, the Uberos is with him, which is the tail that swallows its own, the snake that swallows its own tail, which is really about cycle, really understanding cycle. And it's a one, right? So, and the thing is too, is like, well, maybe you're really comfortable using three of the tools and one of them is like, it's like, but you have the ability. You have the ability. Okay, so be confident. 1, 2, and then temperance comes through. Another one of rebalancing. And the thing about temperance, I mean, it's Angel Raphael. So this is about healing one's heart, right? It's about healing one's heart. And this is also the way I really interpret this is like, I'm willing to ask for help. I'm willing to have the angels and the guidance to come through to heal me, to help me see things in a different way, to help me incorporate the old and the new and make it into something useful, because he's the alchemist. And alchemy is really about taking two elements and, like the good and the bad, whatever that means, burning them down, purifying them down to their essence, and then recombining to make it into gold. Okay. Lovely. Wow. A new opportunity, a new opportunity. And this is also, because it's yellow, this is really the solar plexus. So this is really about a new desire, a new I want, a new I have, a new opportunity, and it's illuminated. It's bright and full of hope and optimism, health, money, and beginning, ace, one. So, the whole tarot is really about the road. It's about the it's about the road of our lives, how we manage and go through it. And it's not linear, it goes back and forth and back and forth and forth and back. I have to relearn this lesson. This came up again for me to show myself that I learned the lesson, whatever. But the road is super duper clear here, super duper clear. It's the clearest road in the entire deck. I know, the star. I know. I know. I mean, so far, everything is a lovely card. Yeah, change. I'm no longer so. Okay, this is really interesting. It's five, it's change. And in this card, they really have this energy of feeling out in the cold, of feeling abandoned, feeling betrayed, of feeling not part of society. That's the energy of the card. It's snowing. They don't have enough clothes on. I mean, it just goes on and on and on, right? But it's a change. It's five. And if you look really closely, so this is really interesting because we're combining two things here, right? And we're kind of combining two things here. So these are both pieces and parts of ourselves, right? And there's, one part of us who like really wants to concentrate on the snow and the misery and all that, right? Oh, I'm abandoned, I'm betrayed, I'm unloved, I'm alone, uh, I'm outside of society, all that. And, we all end up feeling that on some level. And then the other guy with the messed up leg, he's like, yeah, I've been through some messed up leg stuff. However, he's looking up and he's like, they got soup in there. I think I'm going to go in there. They got soup. They got soup. They have warm clothes. They have like warm everything. It almost feels. So I used to always read this as like they're together no matter what, but I don't read it like that anymore. What I read it like is he says to her, let's go inside. It's like I think the blizzard's getting worse, and we can get some respite. And she's like, no, right? And these are both pieces and parts of ourselves. So maybe it's time to leave. If she decides to stay outside, and if maybe there's a piece or part of us that decides to do that, it's like I'm not. I'm leaving you behind. I'm going to go where the hope is. I'm going to go with it because there are little anchors here. I'm going to go where the hope is. I'm going to go where the change is. I'm going to go where the opportunity is. Right. I've I no longer relate to that piece and part of myself that says it's the emotional release. Um, I'm a I'm out in the cold. Yeah, toward establishing something creative and fruitful and wonderful and homey and celebratory and stable. Really nice. Okay. As always, I have to move this. Ah, toward expansion, toward seeing new opportunities, toward getting creative, using all your creativity. And it's the international card. So it's like, because this should really be blue. It's the sea. And then there's another island or something over there. Um, So he goes down to the shore because he's anticipating good things. He's anticipating like the ships coming in with his goods that he's been waiting for. But he also went down to the shore to empty his pockets and let go of all the old. And in terms of the international card, sometimes it doesn't necessarily have to be overseas, but it could be as simple as somebody from a different culture who looks at things and see things from a different angle, and you incorporate that energy. You utilize that energy. It's like, well, the Europeans do it like this, and it seems to make more sense, sort of thing, like that. Could be that. Really interesting because it's really creative. That means it's, oh, I'm going to pick up this, I'm going to pick up that. Okay. Yeah. And having a strategy and moving forward with enthusiasm toward the future, action, action, the heartache is over. The heartache served me. I felt it. I let go of it. Because it's the second three. So three is creative. And I'm going to throw a few more and then I'm going to go. I take full responsibility for my past and for my present and for my future. I take full responsibility. The creativity is with me. I have the staff of authority. I know what to do. I have the knowledge. I know when to act, and I will act in a creative, fiery, excited, fertile way. Yeah, because I've let go. I've been willing to let go of. It's a willing self-sacrifice. It's a willing self-sacrifice. I sacrificed myself to myself. I sacrifice myself to my light. That's what it is. I sacrifice myself to my light and I allow myself to be illuminated through it. To let go of doubts, fears, habits, understandings, the past, resentment, and let go. I let go and I'm willing to see things from a spiritual angle in order for me to be healed, in order for me to be, in order for me to step into the next phase of the light that I am. I'm a very hopeful reader. Yeah, because this is the practical thing to do. Because this is the practical thing to do. And this really is one of the cards of Virgo. This is the practical thing to do. I know where to plant the new seed. I know where to plant the new tree. I'm very fertile and I'm very practical. And she's also, there's something really deeply self-loving about her. And that's really the key. That really is the key. All right. And because that's the thing with these two. This one doesn't love herself, and this one does. He's having a moment, right? But he loves himself and he sees the hope. And even though he's got a busted leg, he's like, you know what? It's time to come in out from the cold. So those are both pieces and parts of ourselves. And it's like whatever I pay attention to will grow. Okay, I'm going to throw a few more. Lots of creative ideas coming through. Yay, hooray. And this is abundance and awareness of creativity toward being fulfilled and being safe and being comfortable and being sated, right? Toward the wish coming true. Why can't my wish come true, right? Why? Who says my wish can't come true? And, it's interesting because, believe me, $60,000, I'm open to it. I'm open to it, believe me. But it has to be, the right thing. It has to be uh, true and honest, but I'm open to it. Not that I'm not open to it, but I can't be in that state of greed or that state of, I really need that money. I mean, believe me, I need the money, but not to where I'm going to shoot myself in the foot and, because, I'm never going to have this opportunity again. That's a big lie. Sometimes, you're offered something and the answer is no. Something better is coming. All right. Beautiful. And then the queen. So The queen of timing. I always die. To me, she's the queen of timing. It's like I know when to act, and I'm going to act at the right moment, at the right time, in my feisty, fiery, creative, excitable way. But not until the time is right. Because the little black cat, first of all, she's a little magical. But the little black cat, the cat to me is, you have to think about how felines hunt. So, the jaguar, like, and a lot of the other cats, they get as close as they possibly can. It's like, I'm not wasting any of my energy. I'm going to sit here and wait. I've got the camouflage. I'm in the right space. The leopard hangs out at the tree. The jaguar hangs out at the, like, right by the end of the river so it can get a caiman, because he's completely hidden. It's like, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait. And I know when to pounce because I'm not wasting my energy. A cheetah too, because they can run really fast, but for a really short distance. So they try to get in as close as they can. Same thing with lions. Like, they don't waste their time, right? They're very exacting and very energetic, but at the same time, I'm not wasting my energy. I'm not wasting my energy, right? That's why I didn't even get back to the second guy. It was like I did my little video because I wanted to get off my chest, and maybe there are other artists out there. I did it on Instagram. There are other artists, that it's really easy to fall for it because, on a certain level, it's like, yeah, my work, my art is worth a lot of money, and I know I'm worth all that money, but don't try to, you like use my emotion, and my feeling to, like, trap me. I'm not an idiot. All right. So that is the little take for the emotional release, which is interesting. It's getting, like, damp. It's going to rain soon. And I'm ready. I did the chairs. There's no laundry upstairs today. All right. Yeah, perfect, Jennifer. It always works like that, and it's like, the little mini messages that I get daily, or the Tarot Tuesday that I'm up to, is exactly what's going on for the collective, and that's why I do it, because that's why I share what's going on with me. All right, you hear the music? Whatever. It's Mexico. All right, let me show you everything. I think everything fits. Yay. This is the right amount of card: 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Sometimes I go 18 and it's a little too much. Okay. Um, yeah, we'll start with him. All right. I've got my creativity in hand. I have the knowledge of how to use it. I've been rebalanced because I've made peace with the past, and my heart has been healed. And through that, I'm getting a lot of creative ideas that are very abundant and I'm very aware of the abundance. And I'm also very aware that I have all the tools that I need. And maybe one or two of them I'm a little bit rusty with, but it's okay because I have the power, and heaven is with me. Indeed, it has given me this inspiration and this clear new path so that I can actually go into the light and go into the hope, and come from a place of comfort and safety in order to establish something that's much more solid and celebratory. I've seen what it is that I need to give up, and I willingly give it up so that my light and my spirit can lead me into something that's more self loving and more practical and more fertile. My creative ideas sometimes have stemmed from maybe some heartache, but that's okay because it got me to the right here, right now. I know exactly when to act and when to utilize my strategy toward a hopeful, creative future with lots of opportunities. How beautiful. How beautiful. All right. Now, if you haven't watched my other videos, the last two videos that the last two, like, what do you call it? Intuitive message ones. So one of them was, like, making peace, and the other one was just sending joy. So I recommend you watch them. And if you'd like to support me and buy some art, go right for it, ripecolorcommunity.com. And I offer tarot readings, and I offer IET, which is a healing modality, which can help you to release a lot of this weird energy. I also do Pendulum. Pendulum is really an offshoot of the IET. It's more verbal. IET is much more like I go into a zone. I do it when you're sleeping, and I go through the whole body to release guilt and shame and fear and all kinds of all that, and to imprint the opposite. And then the pendulum is much more, it's really an offshoot of it, but it's more, I don't know, I think it's more mental because we talk, so we do a Zoom call together. And energy definitely moves, but it's a little bit different than the IET. The IET is more, I don't know, subtle, powerful. They're similar but different. Anyway, that's my story. So please go visit my art site, Ripe Color Community, and if you want to book a reading, that's on ripecolor.com. I think it's also on Ripe Color Community. Anyway, that is my story. I wanted to check in with everyone, and that with the emotional release thing that I've gone through, that I know a lot of us are going through. And thank you all for joining me. And I will get to more videos. I have some other things that I have to do. And what's really weird about the music in the building? It's just inconsistent. That's the thing. Because sometimes, you live in a building or you live near people or whatever, and they play a certain type of music or, this is all over the place. It's like so all over the place. I can't even tell you. I don't know. The variety and the abundance of Mexico. What can I tell you? Anyway, blessings to you. And if you want to be in touch, if you want to utilize some of my services or, purchase some art, I'm very happy to serve you. I really am. Blessings, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Okay, I have to do end stream, not edit. I press the wrong button very frequently. Thank you for joining me. Bye. Blessings.